California.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Here's where the Democratic Party needs to rebrand itself, and I think it's going to learn a lesson very, very quickly, because in projecting to the future, I think they're already planning for a Hakeem Jeffries political agenda as Speaker of the House, which will, and Gavin Newsom was right when he gave his speech last night, it will effectively end Donald Trump's presidency. Once Hakeem Jeffries becomes Speaker of the House, Donald Trump will be the lamest of all lame ducks, and the impeachments will start, and I'm going to relish and bask in it because it's exactly what Donald Trump deserves. He did this to himself by trying to do terrible stuff to us.
Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth. Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. If you're flying soon, expect possible travel headaches tied to the federal government shutdown. Major airports nationwide are cutting flights, and even though Milwaukee isn't on the top 40 busiest list, travelers here still depend on those major hubs. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons says this.
Look at data from last November, and 92% of passengers who flew out of Milwaukee ended up flying either to or through one of those 40 airports. So if you are going from here to Chicago is affected. If you're heading on to D.C., the D.C. airports are affected, that sort of thing.
Gibbons says Milwaukee already saw flight cancellations on Friday, with more possible as the shutdown continues. Wisconsin will not return food share payments to the federal government. Governor Tony Evers says Wisconsin legally loaded full benefits to cards for nearly 700,000 residents on Friday. But now that the U.S. Treasury has frozen its reimbursements to the state, Governor Evers says Wisconsin will run out of money to pay retailers for food share purchases today. The U.S. Department of Agriculture warned states that failure to undo the payments could lead to funding cuts, but Evers expects at least partial payment will come through. The Wisconsin State Fair's ticket exchange program starts today. The final day of this year's fair was canceled after historic flooding on the fairgrounds. If you have an eligible ticket, you can make the exchange in person for the 2026 State Fair. The exchange runs from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. through Friday, November 14th, and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 15th. Fair officials say not all ticket types qualify for the exchange program. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is in them. You can tell I got energy today, right? You can tell I'm on it today, right? It's been a long weekend. By the way, at 6 o'clock, you will have 2 more hours of me with Truth Unfiltered, not to be confused with Truth Unlimited.
We got basketball today.
We got basketball. Basketball. We got a basketball, Jones. All right. Well, the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is a proud home of Milwaukee Panther basketball. They look to bounce back as they come home to take on Little Rock Trojans tonight at UWM Panther Arena. Scott Warres has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth, Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7. Coverage starts at 6:30, so I guess you'll have a half hour of Tory Lowe, and then on you go.
Truth Unfiltered will be on the app.
But Truth Unfiltered will be on the app, so at 6 o'clock you can switch over and listen to me and talk about all that other stuff. All right? Get it? Got it? Good. So I've been thinking about how America became America. And it's going to lead into my topic, and I tried to put my topic in my Dr. Ken's Truth, but it just doesn't fit. And so because it doesn't fit, I'm just going to go ahead and pretty much talk about it till I get it out my system, because I figure that's the only way to get it out. When you think about America and what America is today, when you think about DEI, and I'm not necessarily a proponent of DEI the way that people want it to be and what it became. But I think what DEI was a victim of was culture. Now, let me explain that. When you think about the fact that white people came here from Europe, when people were already here, and they took land from people that were native to the soil we call the United States of America. How can you do that? Well, you can do it. But you first have to realize we're both human and that they've built something here that you didn't, but you want the land. So you have to tell yourself that person is beneath you. That person is less than you. But you can't just do it, so you have to create an entire system. And I know I'm not talking about systemic racism, but you have to create an entire system that teaches your families, your children, and your grandchildren that those people, whoever they are, natives of this land, later black people, later Italians and Irish, that they're less than you. That you are the most important person in this world. And so what happens is when you do that, you create a I'm better than you attitude, mindset. And so then you figure, if that works, well, we'll just do slavery. Now, slavery's been around for millennia, probably several millennia. So it's not like we're going to be shocked or scared or oh my God, or whatever. The bottom line is slavery was terrible. Now, I don't think slavery was the worst thing that happened to black people. Yes, I know that'll be a little controversial. That'll be a little, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. I don't think standing there ripping children from mothers, knowing that the mother will never see their child again because you sold the child, is the worst thing that ever happened to black people. I don't think killing, lynching, burning slaves was the worst thing that ever happened to black people. You know the worst thing that ever happened to black people? is you created a culture in America, and the only way to overcome it was to say that we were less than you. And when the rape and the killing and the pillaging and the lynching and the hanging and the burning and the beating and the separation of families was over, the one thing that never changed was thinking black people were automatically less than you. They're not qualified. And black people know we have to do 10 times better to be considered equal. We have to outshine at every single thing we do because there's a perpetual thumb. Many whites do it, and they don't even know they're doing it because it's part of their culture. It's just an automatic thought. And you can reflect them in home ownership, education, anything you want, but in the end, you're still thought of as marginal. And no one will admit it. No one will correct it. No one will say we're wrong. And so when Tawana Brawley and I forget the brother's name down in Georgia that got killed because he was jogging, and when George Floyd was killed, we thought now there will be a change. And so companies who should have done what? Said we were wrong, just tried to paint it over with glaze, where we'll just hire some black people and put black people in useless positions and call it DEI and then call it a day. But they never really put you in leadership because in the back of their mind and culture, you are less than. And no one will ever change my mind about that. I believe that you have to prove to me by saying it in order for me to believe it. If you can't say black people are equal and in some instances better than you because they can do something better than you, and you both do it, I have never met a white person, well, yes, I have, but very few, who actually believed that if they were in an equal position with someone else, that they were not better than that other person. Even when the other person dragged them through the mud and made them look so bad, proving that they could do the job better than them, they would refuse to believe it. Their friends would refuse to believe it. Their bosses would refuse to believe it. You're never quite good enough. And then the last 60 years we spent trying to correct it. Civil rights movement, all those things occurred. And we thought we did. And we did. The lynching, the killing, where you can live. But it's so ensconced in the South that we had to migrate to the North just to be alive. Not to work, because they felt the same way up here that they felt in the South. To literally be alive, we had to migrate 1,000 miles just to get away. Just to get a job, just to have a life. And so now here we are. They reported the other day, and I don't know if you missed it. 50-year mortgages. A 50-year mortgage. Yes, I said all that to bring me to this one thing. 50-year mortgages. Why? As if a school loan wasn't enough, we're going to make houses more affordable, and we've already got 30-year loans. We'll just make it 40. Oh, no. Let's make it 50. So if you buy a house in your 20s, you won't pay it off if you make all the payments until your 70s. We're going to skip over life events, kids, marriage, family. 50-year mortgage. So then I started doing some research. The average house today, I don't know what the cost is, but I picked 30%. The annual interest rate that's on average across the country today at about 1 o'clock this afternoon was 6.2%. So if you think about the fact that if you got a house with a 50-year mortgage for a $300,000 house at 6.2%, now listen to what I'm saying, a $300,000 house, your mortgage would be $1,704.43. But if you got a 30-year house, your mortgage would be $1,837.37. What does that save you? Well, from the way I look at it, virtually nothing. You're talking about a roughly $100 difference. And I even got that wrong. Well, no. It's about little under $100 that you would save in your mortgage. So somebody talking you into getting a 50-year mortgage, you would be, this is my opinion, you would be an idiot. If you got a $300,000 mortgage at 6.2% today, for 30 years, you would pay $659,293 or roughly $359,000 in interest. If you got a 50-year mortgage today on a $300,000 house at 6.2% interest, you would pay $1,022,000 for that house. I'm sorry, $1,022,658 for that house, with additional interest of $722,658. You would have to be a fool to pay an additional $500,000 for a house where you saved $100 on your mortgage. But yet that's what they're trying to sell Gen Z. They're trying to sell cheap, 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 cheap. What it's really called is slavery. I'm going to enslave you to the bank for your entire life. So where now people buy a house at 25 and in 15 years pay it off, and it's now what? Now you've got equity and your house full and clear that you can sell for God knows what, because it appreciates. You can't. Now, if you got a 15-year mortgage, you have an increase of about $700 for your monthly payment, but you only pay $162,000 in interest. The other one is $722,000 in interest. That means you can't save. There's no generational wealth. And there is nothing in a 50-year mortgage that would allow your children, who would now be in their what, 50s, and tied up in their own 50-year mortgage. But these are the type of things we need to be aware of, because this comes from the mindset of the people selling the houses, the banks that make the mortgage. It's just another way, because we changed the law. We have the Civil Rights Act, but we don't have is a change of your mind and your heart. And we can't change your heart, but we can at least try to change your mind. And so that's the new one. Be very careful if people are talking to you about home ownership and trying to sell you something that's more than 20 years. It's better to suffer for 15 than to be a slave for 50. Now, that's just opinion, because I don't sell mortgages. I don't sell homes. I'm not licensed to sell anything. But that's just good common sense. But the bad part about it, it's lawful. it will be legal, once they figure it out, to sell you a mortgage for 50 years. And if you're 30, you'd have to be 80 to finish paying it off. And your life expectancy as a white male is only 76, and as a black male, it's 72. So not only are you going to die with a mortgage, but if someone else has to pay it or pay it off, you've got children saying, no, I don't want the house, I'm walking away. After you've spent roughly $700,000 over your $300,000 for a total of over $1 million for something you may never own. But don't worry. It proves one thing. All things that are lawful are not expedient.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth.
This is 101.7 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can help open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th, in person December 10th and 11th at the Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're in construction, looking for contracts, or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
She's so high. She's too high.
You're listening to Truth in the 8. My brain was thinking, say the phone number next. Says, say the phone number next. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. What are your thoughts about this 50-year mortgage? Absolutely. Just, I had a whole show planned, and I read that and went, what? That one guy said, I'm at the edge of Thurston Woods, bought my house at $192,000, valued at $220,000. I pay $1,500, 6.7%. Hola, hermana. ¿Cómo está tu fin de semana? Anyway, my 2023 Corolla is at $585 a month. Ouch! Ouch! ¿So habla español? You know, some of us can read español. Muy. Interesting. There's no way. There's absolutely no way I would ever do that. I wouldn't want a 30-year mortgage. I paid that puppy off early. I'm like, I can't do this. No, dude, I can't. I'm allergic to payments. I'm allergic. What are your thoughts? 50-year mortgage. If your kid did it at 22, which they can't because they'll be in college and they're trying to get out, maybe go to grad school, go to law school, go to medical school, they got $100,000. Well, they'll have a house like everybody else. They'll never pay for it. They got $100,000 in school debt, and then you're going to get, what, $300,000 and end up paying. I don't get it. That one guy, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken. Thank you for taking my call. Well, this is how it is. This is how it's going to be forever. They're going to buy something, and they're going to want you to pay it off for the rest of your life. That's how it works with cars now. In case people have noticed, I'm going to be paying off my car for about until all my hairs turn gray.
Can't you get a part-time job and just like double down and pay it off?
Well, that's the thing. I'm already working a full-time job, and
right.
I work overtime that time. So when I get home, I'm already beat up and tired. I don't know how people have two jobs. I did have two jobs at one point, but I only lasted 2 months until I kind of just burnt out. So I don't see that as feasible unless you want to destroy your body. But I just feel like that's going to be the new norm. We're going to get in debt and be, like you said, be slaves to the bank for the rest of our lives.
May I ask, what's your age range?
What's my what?
Age range.
I want to say I'm 21 forever.
I mean, are you closer to 21?
I'm 31.
Okay.
I'm 30.
So
32. I lost count of my age on purpose. I don't like to keep track.
I get
anymore.
it.
I think
I
I'm
get
32.
it. I get it. So right now, if you got a 50-year mortgage, you would be paying it off until you were 82 years old.
Well,
it makes no sense.
Right now, I'm paying $1,500. Right now, I'm paying $1,500 a month for a $192K mortgage with a 6.7%. What's it called? Interest.
Right.
So let's do the math. How long? I'm terrible at math.
How long have you owned it? How long have you owned it?
1 year. I love the house, but I'm gonna be a slave to the bank for a while. I figured, so I might as well, make myself at home.
So you got a 30-year mortgage?
I believe so. Yes, sir. $1,500 for 192. But the good thing, the house was valued at $220, so that gives me a little bit of equity. So I just feel like we're just working to pay off the banks. I mean, I had to get another car, and the car itself was expensive, and I'm paying almost $600 a month for it just to get to work. So, yeah, it's tight. Tight, Dr. Ken. But
that makes no sense.
Taking my call.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What do you mean?
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And so with the mortgage, like you said, he would pay an additional $239,000 for over, because he's got 29 years to pay. His monthly payment is around $1,500 because that probably includes insurance, tax, and mortgage insurance. And so at some point, Is it advantageous to even own a house? I mean, if I could only get a 50-year mortgage, I would rent that entire time. I'm paying the same. There's no interest payments. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Just because you can do it, it doesn't mean you can do it. And there's nobody that's helping people understand this is the damage it's going to do. We don't have a disinterested third party that's sitting there with us when they're trying to sell us a mortgage to tell us, hey, you're more. And so rule number one, this is what I learned and this is what I did. When the only thing you talk about me is how much I'm going to pay for it, I'm getting hosed. Can we say hosed on the air? Beat over the head with a hose? If they're only talking about what your monthly payment is for your car, you're getting hosed. You are. And there's nothing you can do about it. Or is there? You can recognize when you're going in, someone is about to take advantage of you and adjust. Sometimes we just have to tell people no. That is too much. And I don't care what your friends have. I don't care what your friends are looking at. Because we always look at our friends and we're trying to, what's the old saying, keeping up with the Joneses? Well, they got a new one, I want a new one. They got to do this, I got to do this. I want to look like everybody else. Well, sometimes looking like everybody else will get you in trouble. Except in this case, you'll be in trouble for the rest of your life. You will never get out from under it unless you sell the house. And I don't know if you're going to make enough. It's scary to me. Because you know who's going to end up with a 50-year mortgage and a high interest rate? Black people. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 41, we've got backups from about the county line all the way down to Good Hope Road and then a little bit past Hampton. Northbound slowing down from well before Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Southbound 43 is going to be a heavy ride as well from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette interchange and over the high rise. Northbound is slowing down from Lincoln all the way up to about Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, blustery with a chance of flurries, a low of 25. Tomorrow, slight chance for rain or snow mix, becoming partly cloudy, a high of 42. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's me time at Chula Vista. Time for you to pamper yourself with Wisconsin's most complete resort experience. Easygoing with scenic river walks, 18 holes of golf, a relaxing spa, or going all out in 80,000 square feet of indoor water park. Zip lining, scenic canyons, all right here. Check it out at chulavistaresort.com.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a woman-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive On collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers host the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Tush Push Eagles, tonight on Monday Night Football. Defensive Player of the Month, Micah Parsons.
It's going to be a respectful game. It's going to be a very respectful and disrespectful game. So it's going to be a dogfight.
Kickoff is at 7:15 in Lambeau. Giannis versus Kevin Durant did not go the way Bucks fans wanted as the Rockets stormed back for a comeback win, 122-115. Doc Rivers on the free throw struggles down the line.
What do you want me to do? You want me to tell him to make free throws? Yeah, I mean, the question is I don't know what the answer is. We practice them, we work on them.
Bucks versus Mavericks kicks off tonight at 7:30. Badger Volleyball beats number 18 Indiana in a clean sweep. Their next matchup is Friday at 6 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Remember, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 101.7thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of the show. Remember, Truth Summit is Saturday. Make sure you're there, 1017truthsummit.com. You can register for free. We got food from Cousin Sub. It's presented by 1MKE, hosted by 1017 The Truth and Good Karma Brands. That's Saturday, November 15th, 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. Got some great guests. We're going to be talking to Truth hosts. We're going to be talking about healthcare. We're going to be talking about education. Two of the most important things that are coming up in 2026. In 2026. DJ Brothers, he's just shaking his head like, whatever. Location is at Thrive on King, 2153 North Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Again, that's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come show up, show out, learn, ask questions, all that. It's free. It's interactive. It's a community event presented to you by Milwaukee Black Talk. 833-212-1017 is the number. Tristan, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Hi, Dr. Harris. I apologize if this has already been said, but a home without equity is just a rental with debt. And so, like you said, this is going to do absolutely nothing for the consumer other than put them deep in debt and paying interest for their entire life. But what it does do for the banks is it allows them to collect interest for 50 years while they sell off the debt to, investors who don't understand what they're getting into with mortgage-backed securities and the like. So I agree. I think this is a terrible idea, and it's really just predatory lending disguised as something else.
Yes, it is. Exactly. And so why do you think it came out now? Out of all the times in the world, why do you think now people are susceptible to buying it?
Absolutely. I think that, as we know, Trump is no there is no scam that he is not going to.
But this has nothing to do with Trump.
And I'm sure.
But it has nothing to do with Trump. This has nothing to do with Trump. These are banks that are doing this.
Yeah, these are banks, but this has to be done. It has to be passed through regulation, and the only regulatory environment that would allow such a thing would be one that is under the Trump administration.
That's not true.
So if this were to go under
Time out. I'm not taking up for Trump. We've had this in the past. Okay. When we went to 30, if you really think about a 30-year mortgage, that's a bit much too. They got so much pushback, they dropped it down to now offer 15-year mortgages. But you can ask for whatever year mortgage you want as long as you can afford it. The problem is, you and I both know, and it sounds like you know what you're talking about, over time, people think they're going to take an easy way out, and you're only lowering your costs somewhere between $70 and $200 a month. That's not enough.
Right, but I think we agree on this. What I'm saying is that the reason that this hasn't been such a, I mean, of course, the 15 to 30 does the same thing, but you can foresee paying off a 30-year mortgage if you buy a house when you're 30 or 40 or 50 years old.
Correct.
But if you buy a house when you're 40 years old, you cannot foresee paying it off in 50 years. So the only reason you would take out a 50-year mortgage.
You'll be 90 years.
So you could. Sure you could. But I don't believe anybody who's 40 is thinking, "Oh, great, I won't have to pay a mortgage when I'm 90." That's not why they do it.
Can you imagine having health care issues and you got to pay your mortgage? That's just crazy.
You get it right. Well, hey, but the good news is at 91, you go, "Wow, I'm mortgage free. I'm going to burn that mortgage now that I'm 91 years old." You know?
And then you die.
And then you die. Exactly.
I don't get it. So I guess we agree on one thing. Do not get a 50-year mortgage.
Don't get a 50-year mortgage. No. Rent. It's not so bad. Renting is not so bad. Home ownership is not that great. Not that I would know anything about that, but that's what I tell myself.
All right. Thank you much, Tristan. Keep listening. All right.
I appreciate you, Doctor. Thank you.
All right. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Well, I was going to say, I could see somebody doing it if they don't read or if they just really want to own a house. But there's many ways they can do it around this.
Do you really want a house that bad that you would pay $1 million over your life? That's ridiculous.
I know, but you have some people who would. But it's many ways you can get around this. Number one, you can either try to buy a house and use every resource that's available to you, whether it was a 2 or 3K loan, or you get the $10,000 down payment, or you could put half of that house down. Or what you can do is go to the city, try to see if you can buy houses with tax liens. Or you can try to find a senior who's ready to
die from paying a 50-year mortgage?
No, your house is already paid off, and you're just getting the house from a little or nothing.
Or just get a private, or just do like you said, just do a private mortgage with an individual and don't bother with the bank.
Exactly, and go through a title company because they'll make sure if there's any liens on it. Yep. But there's many ways to get around it, and also make sure you either, one, get an extra income, or number two, either get another house, rent that house, get another house, fix it up, and sell it, and you can be bill-free in no time. It's all about how you execute and deliver your choice in getting this house. But it's always a way to get around it. But you got to read, you got to do your research and create your own formula that works for you.
Thank you much. I appreciate it. All right.
Have a good one.
Sage knowledge from fans. Nowhere in the city of Milwaukee to get it better than Milwaukee Black Talk right here. It makes absolutely no sense. None whatsoever. Hey, by the way, DJ Brother Z was talking about a song earlier. Okay, that's enough. So he could. I'm telling you, generational knowledge is lacking in terms of us passing it on. He knew the song, but he only knew this. And I'm like, that's all you got out of that song? He didn't even know who it was by.
It's the most important part of the song.
No.
School's out forever.
No. That's only if you graduate. 833-212-1017 is the Reginald, you know I can't say that on the air. You know I can't say that on the air. I cannot say that on the air. LT said this was sold as the American dream, that you can make more than the monthly payments and it won't be 50 years. Paying one extra payment a year on a 30-year knocks your loan down like to 17 years. Can you imagine? Because you made 17 additional payments. Can you imagine? I'm sorry, you made 17 and 17, 34 payments. I'm just confused. So a regular house is 300 payments. I make additional payments throughout that time. I could probably cut it in half, maybe 17 years. You could rock it down to 17 because you're putting that money on the principal, not the interest. And, you know, they charge you the interest up front and then the principal toward the end. So by the time you're at the end, you have to pay that money back because it's the principal that they gave you. But you pay them their interest first. The sooner you pay towards the principal, make that extra payment toward the principal, you'll be able to get that loan paid off in no time. A 50-year, you're still going to pay over 30 years on that thing. It just makes no sense. I don't even want to do the numbers. I don't even want to look at it. Anybody that comes to you with a 50 or 40, or in this case, even a 30-year mortgage, you should look at them sideways.
Go home, Roger.
Or else you just shouldn't get a house. Why is that a problem? LT said it best. This is like a payday loan or pawn shop. You most likely won't get from under this. You won't. Rest of your life. You die and you owe more on your house than you. We got to wake up. Well, at least it looks like the Democrats woke up.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The Milwaukee Panthers are back home on Monday night as they host the Little Rock Trojans.
Like a gazelle, Faison Fields. Elam for three, book it. 36-25, timeout Pirates. Now they are rolling.
Scott Warris has the coverage Monday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
I'm am very familiar with Gruber Law offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law offices.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Hey, are you ready to level up your mindset, your money, and your future? Join Coach Erica Odom, real estate investor, success coach, and published author for On the Journey with Coach Erica. Each month, Coach Erica shares real strategies, proven tips, and the mindset shifts you need to reach your goals. Tune in tomorrow, 6 o'clock p.m. for a powerful discussion on the topic of finances and turning your passion into profit. Coach Erica will be joined by realtor Rhea Hunt and Easy Fix Financials Jeremiah J.J. Jordan. That's On the Journey with Coach Erica, live tomorrow right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. 6 o'clock p.m. right after Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Josh, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Is that me?
That's you.
Oh, it's John, but maybe I slurred. Good afternoon, doctor. So, the 50-year mortgage is kind of a nothing because most people, they never really pay off their whole mortgage. They'll refinance their mortgage at different times. It's not a good idea because you're paying down your principal more slowly, which means, especially if you have a small down payment,
right,
your chances of being underwater are worse.
Forever.
So well, eventually you get your mortgage paid down to where you're not likely to go where you owe more than your house is worth. But if the market goes down,
yep,
and especially, the economy turns down, you have to move, you can't sell, you're stuck.
Yep.
So
for 50 years,
probably bad judgment, but
then why do you think somebody would sell somebody something that is going to literally hamper them for their entire life? It's the same as a school loan. People don't know it. They tell you, they're open and honest with you, but the print is so small and you got to hurry up and sign it. You only got 30 minutes to read it, and then you go through, you sign, and then you find out you can't get out from under it. If you've got health hardships or something catastrophic in your life, you have to pay back the school loan unless you go to court and they decide you can release it. That's ridiculous.
School loans are a really bad deal, and they're a particularly bad deal because it's basically a generational wealth transfer.
Correct.
From people my age, I'm 60, and people a little younger than me, from basically college students who are going to be paying to provide employment for all those people at the university that are paid from their student fees. But back to the mortgage thing, it's a way of sort of of getting people a lower payment
Some people will qualify who wouldn't.
But the difference isn't good enough. But the difference isn't good enough.
Yeah,
between 50 and
it's
the 30
not much,
years.
and those are. Yeah. If that $20 or $50 or $100 a month is that big of a deal for you, you probably should wait and save money.
Yep.
But
Absolutely.
it kind of gooses the economy. It gets more people to buy, and
it makes the banks rich for the next half century. Because all they're going to do is sell
richer than they would have been anyway, because they're getting about the same rate on their money.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But if I can show that I've got revenue coming in over the next 50 years versus the next 30 or 25. First of all, I'm going to conform the loan and sell it anyway, so I don't really care. But look at what you're doing to people. The moral aspect of that is unconscionable.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who get loans that they'd be better off if they didn't get, and they end up underwater and they lose their house or whatever. But that can happen on that can happen very easily on a 5-year balloon. That was another bad
again,
thing.
Yes, you're absolutely right. A 5-year balloon is just ridiculous. So,
but people took them.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of people who will take advantage of you if you're not smart about money.
That is true.
It's just a fact.
Yep.
And, this is one of the ways. I would probably not get a 50-year mortgage, but, some people do.
I would agree with you, John, if you just stop using the word probably.
All right. All good, man.
Yep.
You have a good evening.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. 833-212-1017. See, I told you it was going to jump off. I had a whole show planned and had all this stuff I wanted to talk about. Wanted to come back and talk about the state Dems that are trying to push back. But guess we'll talk about that in the 5 o'clock hour after the top 5 at 5. This is just sticking in my craw. It's just driving me up a wall. And who in their right mind would co-sign? You know how your parents, I'm going to co-sign for your mortgage. I'm going to co-sign for. Never would I ever co-sign for a house. They just stop paying. You got to pay. 50 years?
Are you out of your damn mind?
If I got a 40-year mortgage, maybe. If I got a 50-year mortgage, I am totally out of my mind. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 up next.
It's a big week for Educators Credit Union during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. They will highlight the $70,000 in scholarships Educators Credit Union gives to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. We will also discuss their useful college planning resource tool, which can be found on the Educators Credit Union website. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. For more information, visit ecu.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Are you ready to do some baking? Because it's We Energy's cookie book time. This year's book is packed with dozens of cookie recipes to bake and share. We're sure you'll find a few new favorites. Pick up your copy of this holiday tradition from We Energies at one of our drive-through distribution events. Go to WeEnergies.com to find an event near you. From all of us at We Energies, we offer you warm wishes for a bright holiday season. We Energies. Energy you can depend on.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a woman-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. If you're flying soon, expect possible travel headaches tied to the federal government shutdown. Major airports nationwide are cutting flights, and even though Milwaukee isn't on the top 40 busiest list, travelers here still depend on those major hubs. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons says this.
Look at data from last November, and 92% of passengers who flew out of Milwaukee ended up flying either to or through one of those 40 airports. So if you are going from here to Chicago is affected. If you're heading on to D.C., the D.C. airports are affected, that sort of thing.
Gibbons says Milwaukee already saw flight cancellations on Friday, with more possible as the shutdown continues. Wisconsin will not return food share payments to the federal government. Governor Tony Evers says Wisconsin legally loaded full benefits to cards for nearly 700,000 residents on Friday. But now that the U.S. Treasury has frozen its reimbursements to the state, Governor Evers says Wisconsin will run out of money to pay retailers for food share purchases today. The U.S. Department of Agriculture warned states that failure to undo the payments could lead to funding cuts, but Evers expects at least partial payment will come through. The Wisconsin State Fair's ticket exchange program starts today. The final day of this year's fair was canceled after historic flooding on the fairgrounds. If you have an eligible ticket, you can make the exchange in person for the 2026 State Fair. The exchange runs from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. through Friday, November 14th, and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, November 15th. Fair officials say not all ticket types qualify for the exchange program. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I want to say thank you to the callers in the first hour. Very, very pointed, very straightforward. That one guy, dude, I don't care what you say. College is not a bad deal. It is not. It was a bad deal for you, but it's not a bad deal. So I'm just saying, not everything is for everybody. Just keep that in mind. You're entitled to your opinion. I get it. I appreciate that. I respect that. Reginald said, am I getting a parental advisory label slapped on me? Yes. Okay. Reginald said, I still got to rentarize my 07 Mazda 3. Okay. He said, I have it stored away. I'm at half a tank of gas for it, and I have to turn off my outdoor water. wait a minute. I talked about it yesterday on our sister station, 620 WTMJ, where I'm on every Sunday night from 7 to 9 with Denise Thomas. I turned off my water right before it got cold. Like literally, I turned off my water. I got all the water out of my hose, rolled it up, and it froze that night. So I was lucky because, it could have froze and the pipe burst and all that. So all that quote-unquote rigmarole. Do you have a spigot? Is that what you call it? The spigot, right? Do you have a cover for it? Because I can't find mine. I usually have a cover that I tie over it, and it goes down to like 20 or 30 below zero, and it stops the cold air from, messing it up and making it explode and all that stuff. So that's what I do. But, yeah, you got to watch it. You have to be careful. Hey, 6 minutes after the hour, 33 degrees in Milwaukee, mostly cloudy. The low tonight is 25. There's a small craft advisory out. Why would you be out on the water right now? Like, why would you be, why? I don't understand. Why? It's supposed to be, I think the high is, 54 by Thursday? That's shorts weather. No, it's not. Dude, it is not shorts weather.
Number 5.
From WISN.com, the Senate took the first step to end the government shutdown yesterday after a group of moderate Democrats agreed to proceed without a guaranteed extension of health care subsidies, angering many in their caucus who say Americans want them to continue the fight. And then you don't get any food, and you continue to not have a job and all that. In a test vote, this is first in a series of required procedural maneuvers, and the Senate voted 60-40 to move toward passing compromised legislation to fund the government and hold a later vote on extending Affordable Care Act credits that expired January 1st. Final passage could be several days away if Democrats object and try to delay the process. The agreement does not guarantee the Affordable Care Act subsidies will be extended, as Democrats have demanded for almost 6 weeks. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer of New York voted against the move ahead of the package, along with all but 8 of his Democratic colleagues. So people are just trying to move forward so they can get it open so people can get the jobs, their money, their food, and then let's figure out what we're going to do about ACA. Affordable Care Act is broken. It was broken when they started it, and it needs to be reworked so that it's cost-effective for families, because right now it's not. And it goes up, and it goes up, and it goes up, and it's as bad as regular insurance. So I don't really understand why why are we so happy that we want something that's not going to really help us.
Number 4.
From Madison and JS Online, President Donald Trump has pardoned a handful of Wisconsin Republicans who participated in a scheme he created to try to overturn his 2020 election loss. Trump pardoned most of the Republicans who signed paperwork falsely claiming to be electors for Trump when former President Joe Biden, a Democrat, was elected in Wisconsin instead. He also included 2 attorneys with Wisconsin ties who are alleged to be the architects of the plan. The list posted by Trump's pardon attorney late Sunday night includes Carol Bruner, Mary Bustrin, Daryl Carlson, Andrew Haidt, Kelly Rue, or Rhea, R-U-H, Bob Spindell, and Pam Travis. Also pardoned were attorneys Kenneth Chesebro and Jim Trupis, who is a former Dane County judge and represented Trump's campaign during the 2 recounts following the election that sought to throw out all absentee ballots in the 2 populist and Democratic-leaning counties. That was kind of dumb. But I don't understand why people are mad at Trump when Biden gave like 1,200 people, and now people are saying that, well, he's leaning towards people that are his allies, and Biden leaned towards people that were his allies. Every president can do it. Stop getting mad about stuff you can't change. Every president can do it. Every president did it. If you start looking back and seeing who President Obama gave a pardon to, you might not be happy. You might go, wait, who? He pardoned who? But that's his prerogative. It's his right, and it's legal as president of the United States. He did it. Joe Biden did it. And I guess not Trump did it. Usually we wait till the end of your term, and he kind of did it in the beginning. So that was kind of weird.
Number 3.
From JS Online, faith leaders, community members all gave out Thanksgiving baskets at Milwaukee churches. It's an article by Anna Kleiber. Kleiber, K-L-E-I-B-E-R, from Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Sorry about that. I talked about this on Friday. Despite the November weather, it was cold. Faith leaders and community members gathered on yesterday at Way of the Cross Missionary Baptist Church on the north side to give Thanksgiving baskets to families in need amid federal food assistance funding uncertainty. Given what's going on with the food shortages and stuff with the food benefits, this will be a great help to some families, said the Most Worshipful Grandmaster Sean James Sr., who told Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. We understand the need, and we're trying to do our best to address it. The basket giveaway, organized by Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Wisconsin and Unity Grand Chapter Order of the Eastern Star Prince Hall affiliated state of Wisconsin, took place at 6 locations in southeastern and south central part of the state. At the event's 2 Milwaukee locations, Way of the Cross Missionary Baptist Church and St. Matthew's Church, organizers estimated they'd be able to feed a total of 2,000 people. Each basket can feed up to 10 people. See, I should have went and got a basket. Can feed up to, because I can eat for 10 people. Feeds up to 10 people, includes a turkey, a bag of potatoes, bread, rolls, vegetables, sweets, and side dishes. I knew I should have went. I knew I should have gone. And yes, I'm a Prince Hall Mason, so I thought I'd read that. They did great things, and I think it's great. And that's what other organizations are doing. That's what other organizations around the city and around the state are doing. Now is the time. Let's not be partisan. Hunger doesn't know politics.
Number 2.
This from thegrio.com. Interesting story. When prison officials in Louisiana cut the dreadlocks of a prisoner in their care, they may have violated his religious rights, or at least what the Supreme Court is gearing up to determine. On Monday, today, the nation's highest court will hear arguments in the case of Landor versus Louisiana Department of Corrections and Public Safety, which will decide whether a devoted Rastafarian can sue state prison officials for monetary damages after they forcibly shaved his hair against his faith. This is what NBC News is reporting. The case centers on Damon Landor, a Louisiana man who had not cut off his hair in nearly 20 years when officers at the Raymond Laborde Correctional Center sheared off his dreadlocks in 2020. Landor, who was serving a 5-month sentence, get this, 5 months, followed a Rastafarian practice known as the Nazarite vow, a religious commitment that prohibits cutting one's hair as a symbol of holiness and separation from worldly concerns. After the court filings, Landor showed officers a copy of a prior court ruling that found cutting a Rastafarian's dreadlocks in custody would violate federal law. However, get this, two guards handcuffed him as prison staff cut his hair. Hell no. Now, Rastafarian is not my religion. Neither is Islam, Buddhist, Sikh, but you have to respect another person's beliefs. And for them to do that, especially to a black man, there's something fundamentally wrong in this country if you can't practice the rights of your religion. Interesting. He sued the state soon after, arguing that the act violated his rights under the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Persons Act, a federal statute that protects religious exercise of people in prisons and other institutions. Louisiana Attorney General Elizabeth Murrow has conceded that his claims were antithetical to religious freedom and fair treatment of state prisoners, noting that the state has since updated its grooming policies, but she argues that money damages are not warranted. If it was a white guy, you would have gave him money. Okay, I'm not going to say that because I don't know that. See how everything we say, everything we do, everything we want is just diminished. Well, it's not that important. It's important when we do it, but it's not important when you do it. It's offensive when we're offended, but we tell you whether or not you should be offended, which is in and of itself offensive. Oh, and by the way, I think it's time that we redefine the word friend.
Number 1.
An article from WISN.com. A 31-year-old Milwaukee woman faces first-degree reckless homicide charges after allegedly shooting her friend following a shared marijuana session that led to paranoia. That's according to the criminal complaints. Jamaica Simone Mills was charged in Milwaukee County Circuit Court for the death of Ariel Spillner at Mills's Northside residence. The charge includes a dangerous weapon modifier that could add 5 years to a possible 60-year prison sentence. Now, this is what disturbs me. When we do things wrong, modifiers just appear out the blue. Yes, they're in the state statute. And all of a sudden, we start tacking stuff on to make it worse. It's reckless homicide, which means it was accidental. It was wrong. She should spend time in jail. I have no problem with that. But the enhancer? Well, according to the criminal complaint, the incident occurred around 9:43 p.m. near 39th and Lancaster. Mills told investigators that she became paranoid that Spillner might stab her with her scissors meant for grooming a dog, though she admitted Spillner made no threats and she never saw any scissors. Mills retrieved a 38 caliber Ruger handgun from her bedroom and shot Spillner once when Spillner made a hand motion, the complaint states. Spillner fell face first between a couch and ottoman. Mills then accidentally shot herself in the stomach near the front door. When police arrived, they found Mills with a gunshot wound to her abdomen and Spillner unresponsive with a gunshot wound to her left shoulder. Spillner was pronounced dead at 9:52 p.m. by the Milwaukee Fire Department. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office determined that Spillner died from a gunshot wound to the chest that traveled through multiple organs, including both lungs and major arteries. Investigators recovered the gun, which was registered to Mills, also with 2 spent .38 caliber casings that preliminary test matched to the weapon. They also found bloodstained clothing with evidence of a close-range gunshot. Mills initially gave varying accounts to investigators, but ultimately admitted to shooting Spillner, stating she did not mean to kill her, but understood firearms could be lethal. Case has been assigned to Circuit Court Judge Laura Crivello. A court date has not yet been set. That is unfortunate. I thought there was something over and above what we initially had by the way the case unfolded. There was something about it that didn't make any sense. There were things that were going on when you have anybody in a place where they're not normally are, only to find out later they are. And that's okay. It's an unfortunate accident. If she's found guilty, she could spend up to 60 years, and with an enhancer, 65 years in prison. And unfortunately, a family lost their loved one. I believe her funeral and burial was today, and we'll be praying for the family. But that's unfortunate. And this is now an instance where we need to what? Make sure you've got gun charges, follow up, follow through, and if she's found guilty, an appropriate amount of jail time. That's all we can ask for.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretends conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th and in person December 10th and 11th at Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're a construction company looking for contracts or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register today at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, Truth Summit is coming this Saturday. Presented by 1MKE, hosted by 1017 The Truth, the Good Karma brand. Saturday, November 15th, we'll be at Thrive on King, 2153 North Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Drive in Milwaukee. Doors open at 9:30. Panels are going to be from 10 till 1. We got the Truth hosts coming up. We got healthcare. We're going to be talking about the health divide and bridging the gap here in Milwaukee's healthcare systems. We even got from high chair to higher education with 3 powerful school superintendents that are going to be coming in and talk about what we're going to do in 2026 to make it better for our children. Make sure you're there. Don't miss it. Go to 1017truthsummit.com. That's 1017truthsummit.com to register, reserve your spot. So, we even got food from Cousin Subs. So that's what I'm talking about. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before I go, let me take one quick peek so I don't get in trouble. Okay. All right. Dimitri, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hi, Dr. Ken?
Yep.
Hi, how you doing? I was just, I wanted to chime in about the past election up in New York City with the first Muslim mayor. I feel, me personally, I don't know about you, but I personally feel that they made a grave mistake by electing him as mayor, especially with him being Muslim American. What is your take on that? I feel that they should have done better, but hey.
What does him being Muslim have anything to do with it?
Well, not a whole lot. I mean, it's just his policies. What is he planning on doing? I mean,
I think most of his policies are more socialist and communist than they are Muslim.
Socialist.
Yep.
And you feel I don't feel that's going to work.
Well, it's not going to work because what happens when you run out of other people's money? Because that's what socialists
better come up
do.
with a solution.
Well, that's what socialists do. They spend other people's money. They take from people that they think have too much money and give it to people that they don't think have enough. But eventually, those people either move or they stop working because it doesn't make any sense for me to work for you to give my money to somebody else after I worked hard. So they either stop working or leave. And then you're going to run out of money. So then what do?
Rob, steal for a lot of them. If they can't come up with any, not to be funny though, but on a serious tip, just to come up with some long-term solutions. You know, if once all the money is dried up, once all the money is gone, you would hope, you would think. I don't know. It's just something about that that's just. What about you? I mean, how do you feel about it?
I think it was a mistake.
Apart from this.
I think it was a mistake, but I don't live in New York, so I don't really care. As long as it doesn't come to Milwaukee, I just don't care.
But what if it does come to Milwaukee? It's a possibility that it will come to Milwaukee.
I'm
just thinking.
Vote against it. Now, somebody on the talk and text line, so based on the caller, we're just going to judge someone before he even takes office. Wow. Well, why not? Everybody has an opinion on everything anyway. You have an opinion on me. Every time I say something, somebody has an opinion. So why can't you have an opinion about somebody? Like, when did it become bad to speak your mind respectfully?
It shouldn't. I mean, never really. I mean, here we're in the land of the free and the home of the brave, supposedly, because, you know, it's freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
No,
that's your right.
But you might get canceled. You still might get canceled.
True that, yeah. So this is police state. I don't know, but I just feel I'm not over in New York City. I love New York, by the way. New York is tight. I love New York City. A lot of things about it, but this not gonna fly. It's not gonna work out. I don't think.
Not at all.
But
all right.
It.
Well, thank you much.
I wanted to ask you. Did you I'm still trying to sign up for this weekend's the Truth
Summit
and the Truth Summit. Yeah, I want to go to that because that got me fired. A lot of the things that's been said about current events and politics it sort of got me riled up, kind of got me fired up. So I'm gonna try to get to that.
Okay.
So
1017 The Truth. I'm sorry. Let me say that again because I just said it wrong. 1017truthsummit.com.
Okay. Let me look it up. Go online and get my free ticket.
All right.
Because I know all right. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. Miles said, it's not about speaking your mind, Dr. Ken. His point was not because of his policies, but because he's a Muslim. So what about him being a Muslim has to do with his mayoral duties? Historically, people in America have been driven by their religious beliefs, which causes them to vote certain ways, come up with certain policies, and do things. Now, in an honest thing, historically, over the last 25, 30, 40 years, Muslims from overseas have and I don't know the proper terminology because I'm not Muslim, have basically said death to all Americans. That if you're American, you should die because our way of life is decadent. Now, I don't know any Muslims here that believe that. They may. They don't voice it and they don't say it to me, the ones that I know. If they believe it, they believe it. That's up to them. If they don't, they don't. I don't think he said anything wrong. The caller didn't. He just said that he may not just like Muslims. And he's not a Islamophobe for not liking something, anything than if you don't like somebody that's Jewish, you're not anti-Semitic. You just don't like that person. But we're very fast and very quick, and black people do it too. Somebody don't like you and they happen to be white, so first thing you think they're racist. They may not be racist. They actually might not like you. You might have been what?
But the caller was making it seem like he did not like that he got elected because he was Muslim.
And that's what he said. That's his prerogative. Like, what can you do about that? Does that make him a bad person?
That sounds like Islamophobia to me.
It's not Islamophobia. A phobia is like a mental state where you know, hatred and all that. I don't look at it as that. I don't think it's a phobia. We have to stop labeling people when they label other people.
But if you don't like something, or if you don't like somebody because they are something,
you just don't like it. It's not a phobia.
I'm not afraid. Between liking the person and liking them or not liking them because they are something.
They may not be scared of Muslims. They just may not like them. People don't like black people. People don't like.
That's the definition, though. But if you don't like something, or if you treat somebody a certain way because they identify as something,
a phobia is a fear. It's a fear.
Phobia. The root word of phobia.
So when people say Islamophobia because they say something negative about Muslims, I don't believe they might be scared of Muslims, but I don't know if they're afraid to the point where it's a phobia. Come on. Because what you're doing is you're limiting a person's free speech, and you're telling a person, because you're saying something that I don't like, you have to shut up. And I get to say what you say or don't say. I have a problem with that. I'm not necessarily in agreement with him on the Muslim thing. But at some point, there are some things I don't like, and I don't dislike them because the person's Muslim or white or Sikh. I just don't like the person who just happens to be. But that's me. I'm not speaking for him. I'm just speaking to me. What if the New York mayor says he's Muslim and really he isn't, like Trump, who's portraying it? Okay, do you bring Trump into every? Like, are you deranged or something? And what they call it, Trump deranged syndrome. Like, what does that got to do with anything? Bottom line is this. I have heard, and I've heard them say on the news that death to America. You can't put that on all Muslims. You can't put that on all people. It's that individual that said it. We have to be careful. There are different types of Muslims, different sects. Let's not just let's not do to them what y'all do to black people. Let's put it like that. Let's not do to them what we do to black people and say one black person did something wrong, therefore all of them. I bet majority of people that heard when that young lady from Concordia University was killed, see, going down in a black neighborhood, had no idea what they were talking about, didn't know the girl, and they immediately looked at it as race. We're talking about two human beings whose lives are ruined. And we got to be careful that what you think and what you believe, that's your privilege. But the bottom line is that everybody has a right to say and believe what they want. Miss Carolyn, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Well, Dr. Ken, hello, and how are you doing?
Depends on what you say.
Well, I'm going to say that I agree with the summation that you just made. And what people don't understand is that the young man might have felt like, okay, I don't like Muslims. But like you said, there are different Muslims. I have friends that are Muslim. But the Muslims that scare me are the ones that come from overseas and who have been raised to say, okay, you are infidel. I have worked with Muslims who came from overseas. And just because they live in America, they still don't like us. And they will say things like that. So the gentleman, he had a valid point. If he is really a Muslim that was raised up overseas in that kind of environment, you don't know what he might decide to bring to the table. And that's what he was speaking on. It's like we let all these foreigners come in here. We let them buy businesses. And we be like, wait a minute. All these, if you look around, like most of the gas stations and stuff are owned by foreigners. And we're like, okay, they own most of the gas stations. Are they Muslims? Are they practicing Muslim? Are they Sikh? Whatever. If a war comes down and stuff, America basically is going to be jacked up from when, because they let different people come here, buy properties, buy business, and things like that. You can't go overseas and do any of that.
That is correct.
Unless you're a billionaire.
That is correct.
But we just be like, hey, just come bring us some money. So the young man was just, he might have been thinking in his mind, well, this man is a Muslim that was born overseas, raised overseas. So he might have those ideas of like, yeah, I'm here in America, but I still feel like I want to kill Americans. So he has a right to his opinion. Like you said, there are different Muslims. I have friends that are Muslim and stuff. They don't practice that, and they do believe in Jesus Christ. So, like you said, everybody has a right to their opinion.
Well, thank you much. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too. 833-212-1017 is the number. Dimitri said, hey, I just want to clear up something. I'm not anti-Muslim. My barber is Muslim. I'm more concerned with his policies. That's all. And so Miles said, so should we have the same approach with Christians? Hey, dude, you live in America. They already got that same thing with Christians. You know how much Christian bashing they do in movies, Christian bashing they do in comedy clubs, Christian bashing they do at universities? Are you kidding me? You're kidding. Please tell me you're kidding. And now with the last traffic update, here is Debbie Lazaga.
Southbound on 41 is still going to be a heavy ride from the county line to Good Hope Road, and then from Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. We've got southbound 43 with a crash right at Highland. This is off on the right shoulder. On the northbound side, we've got a heavy traffic kind of a ride from just about Beecher all the way up to Locust. Also an issue, a crash on 894 southbound at Greenfield Avenue. That's got the right shoulder block. Backups go back through the zoo pretty much in all directions. Eastbound 94, watch for backups from just before 84th Street to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, blustery with a chance of flurries, a low of 25. Tomorrow, a slight chance for rain or snow mix, becoming partly cloudy, a high of 42. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single-game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Coming with straight truth.
Corey, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you when I first started hearing your voice. And what you're doing, in the words of T-Pain and Gorilla, I love it.
Thank you, brother. Bless.
Hey, I'm down with you, man. I missed your last gathering, but the next one I'm going to be there, and I'm going to make sure I introduce myself because, hey, you're God in all circumstances.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Never miss a moment of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the new 1017 The Truth.
Violence is a tool. Violence is a tool of oppression. It's a tool of subjugation. It's a tool of manifest destiny. Let's not say all of a sudden, oh, hip-hop music is why people are... No. Y'all know how America was discovered? Murder, slavery, human trafficking. The origins of violence predates hip-hop. Can we at least agree on that?
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tap into the best power hour in radio in Milwaukee.
Dropped my pants. I had to make sure I wasn't seen. I don't want nobody to get surprised.
This is a sick Negro.
I'm just a real one. I peed again, came on back. I said, what y'all been doing? We've been out here for 3 hours. Y'all ain't peed yet? Just sitting here, we playing beer pong, and y'all sitting here peeing next to me? I'm still itchy today. Thinking something wrong. Am I the only one that's astonished by this?
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Your expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you?
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers host the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Tush Push Eagles, tonight on Monday Night Football. Defensive Player of the Month, Micah Parsons.
It's going to be a respectful game. It's going to be a very respectful and disrespectful game. So it's going to be a dogfight.
Kickoff is at 7:15 in Lambeau. Giannis versus Kevin Durant did not go the way Bucks fans wanted as the Rockets stormed back for a comeback win, 122-115. Doc Rivers on the free throw struggles down the line.
What do you want me to do? You want me to tell him to make free throws? Yeah, I mean, the question is I don't know what the answer is. Like, we practice them, we work on them.
Bucks versus Mavericks kicks off tonight at 7:30. Badger Volleyball beats number 18 Indiana in a clean sweep. Their next matchup is Friday at 6 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
I said you're wasting all my time. I said you're wasting all my time. When you know the love is over, when you know the love is over, and I gotta keep moving on. Said I gotta keep moving on. How we share each time you waste. It's just a be sure.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So there's a comment here in the talk and text line. What's your take on BlackRock and Vanguard targeting ownership? I don't understand what that means. I don't understand what that means. So you might want to clear that up. I'm just saying. Wow, somebody called that bubblegum music. Okay, you can cut that nonsense off. Bubblegum music. 833-212-1017 is the number. Let me get to the story I was going to talk about a billion hours ago. A coalition of state Democrats is pursuing legislation to pare back parts of the Act 12 sales tax legislation with a focus on conditions placed on city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. So a group of 24 state representatives described the wide-ranging stipulations tied to enabling Act 12 as unfair and an attack on Milwaukee's ability to self-govern. That's according to legislation sent to the members of the state Senate and Assembly on November 4th. Here's a problem with that. The governor and the county executive negotiated that and signed off on it. Well, as a part of approving the new funding source for Milwaukee as it faced crushing employee pension obligations, Act 12 prevents the use of tax money to pay for diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts at the city and statewide, removes power from the Fire and Police Commission, and requires the return of police to Milwaukee Public Schools. It also imposed restrictions on how funding could be used for public transit. including downtown streetcar, the HOP, and staffing level requirements for police, fire, and emergency services. Under the current law, if the city does not maintain its police and fire services and verify to the state that it has done so, it could lose 15% of its shared revenue in the coming year. The bill, introduced by state Democrats, would remove restrictions on the use of funding for DEI positions, public transit options. Y'all can leave that in, and as well as cultural and entertainment programs. Yeah, we need that. It also would end the city's obligation to maintain police, fire, and emergency medical service staffing levels. Torn a little bit about that because I get it, but I don't think it should be so onerous that you give them a number like that. When scaling back the chief of police and fire department's authority to establish departmental policies, powers previously held by the Fire and Police Commission. That doesn't make no sense. So basically, the Fire and Police Commission could do it. Now the Fire and Police Department can do their own. Okay. Additionally, it removes requirements for the city and the county to submit separate annual reports detailing expenditures of the previous year's sales tax revenue to the Joint Committee on Finance with the state. It removes requirement for the city and the county to submit separate annual report. Why would you submit a total annual? Okay, all right. The proposal is also being circulated among lawmakers for co-sponsorship and has not yet been fully introduced. It faces an uphill battle in the Republican-controlled state legislature. Yeah, it does. It most certainly does. And so I agree to a point, but are you going to throw the baby out with the bathwater? I mean, are you going to actually do it to the point where you're going to damage the city of Milwaukee and we lose the city tax and then we go into bankruptcy? Because that kind of sounds like what you're asking for. We have to stop fighting against things just because it's Republican and fight against things that the people actually want. People have jobs in the city of Milwaukee because we have the city tax. I was against it, but guess what? I respect the process more than how I feel and what I believe. So we went through a regular process. It got voted in. The state legislature voted it in. It got signed, and that's what we have. So that's what we deal with. We live with it. And there's nothing else we can do. I think where were these people when they were voting on it? Where were these people when the county executive, David Crowley, and Mayor Cavalier Johnson were in Madison? Were you backing them up then? Were you supporting them then? Were you saying that you're putting a tax on the city of Milwaukee, or you're not putting a tax, or you're helping the city, or you're not helping? Where were you then? Where were those 24 people in the state legislature when they had the discussion? Nobody wanted to have anything to do with it. Oh, my God, it's not us. It's Milwaukee. Leave them be. Well, now we got it. Now those same people from Milwaukee are upset. And now they're mad. And there's nothing you can do. And the reason there's nothing you can do is because you never said anything about it then. So why are you saying anything now? 833-212-1017 is the number. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I just don't understand why you would be upset about that. I don't understand. We have the tax now. We've shored it up. Came up a little short, though, right? Wasn't going to be perfect, but it was more than what it was. And now we're here. And now the people of Milwaukee who are struggling for food, not all of them. It's people that are struggling for food. Thanksgiving is coming up. And even if we vote and it passes the House, we still have to live with the fact that the airlines won't be back up to speed because many people have quit air traffic control so they can go get another job and take care of their families. So even if this week or next week we come back, Thanksgiving is gone. You should not look toward traveling during Thanksgiving. It's not going to be anything near what it used to be. Over 2,000 flights canceled yesterday. What's going to be canceled today? And so here we are once again. You better get used to not seeing Ray and Pookie. They're not coming to town today. Not this month. Thanksgiving better be on Zoom just like it was during. You're used to it because of COVID. It'll just be on Zoom. Sit there and eat your food. Look at your family. Smile. And live with it. I wonder where those Dems were when our leadership was in Madison. I just don't get it. You complain when it doesn't matter.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The Milwaukee Panthers are back home on Monday night as they host the Little Rock Trojans.
Like a gazelle, Faison Fields. Elam for three, book it. 36-25, timeout Pirates. Now they are rolling.
Scott Warris has the coverage Monday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Saving energy and money? It's easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%. And make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com. Again, that is WeEnergies.com.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. This month, you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable in this November weather, thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show's going to come up for about 30 minutes, and then we got Milwaukee Panther basketball coming up at 6:30 with a tip-off at 7. Make sure you hang around. Of course, you can hit the rebroadcast. We'll be here all day, all night. And I'll be back in 22 hours for the best in Milwaukee Black Talk. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. Appreciate you, brother. God bless. Thanks for the callers. Thanks for the YouTube chat. I'm out.
Be quiet.